So what I wanted to do was I wanted to create this video, and I wanted to talk about a few issues. I wanted to go live, but that's just not possible. I keep even on oh my God, what is this called? I'm sorry, Instagram. I look rough, I know. My looks ain't important compared to what I have to say. Maybe it's some things I shouldn't be saying, but they are going to be said. You know, at one time I know you can hear it. I don't have any, try not to spill the total bean, because me being in a place wasn't supposed to be spoken up until, later on, 3 months from now. And I made a video, explaining some things. And, so I'm trying not to say it, but then I gotta give clues because I gotta say what I gotta say. So I don't have any furniture, so I'm sure you can hear that outside noise. Now, I said that to get to the actual meaning of why I said that. Years ago they've been saying that pedophiles run the ice cream machines too. Then it was seldomly you could see an ice cream truck. Seldomly you see an ice cream truck or hear from them or whatnot. Well, they're coming back, and the thing is, you got to be real careful about them. That is part of this 2-hour video that I'm going to be rambling and never going to get to the point. I wanted to do this, and right now I don't really have nothing to do, so it's like, use this time wisely type of thing. And besides, I might not ever get this chance again. Like, what if I drop, what if I lose everything that I've been looking forward to, yes, working hard for it, very much so accurate. What if I lose it all? Then I won't have a chance to or the time to focus in on this video. And I need to put some socks or shoes on because I feel grit, and I hate feeling grit. But I'm starting not to like floors. Starting to only like carpet, which is harder to clean. That is not important to this video. Ricky, why do you always do that? Because that's who I am. And you are who you are. Who am I to you? Well, after all of this is over, I guess. Well, not just this video. I'm just saying, when it's all said and done, when I take my final breath, maybe you should tell them who I am to you. Maybe you should tell them who I am. I like when I do stuff like that. It's very crazy, but real. I purposely put this message up there on my Facebook. My introduction or whatever basically says, "Who am I? I am who I am, but who am I to you?" My page says that, and after so many years, I was thinking about changing it. Like this morning, I was thinking about changing it. So now the question is not who am I to you. It's more like a statement now, just what I just got through saying. When it's all over, I want you to tell them who I am. That's what I need now. So the video was supposed to wait until I can get this internet going, because I haven't been able to do that within the last couple of years. The internet on that podcast, the internet radio, talking about a whole lot of stuff, trying to combine it all, so I won't have to make long ass videos such as this, and also so I can cover various topics, several that have been bothering me throughout these years. The homeless is one. I've never known it was so crazy out here being homeless. They don't have no place to sleep, no place to do nothing with. Okay, so there's plenty of help downtown or whatever, but after certain hours, you're on your own. And that is if you don't get into the shelters or whatever. And you're still kind of winging it out on your own, even at the shelters. So believe me when I say I'm thankful for everything that I get. Every little thing that I get, I'm so thankful for. Let's pause for a minute here. And so we're going to continue this 2-hour-long video. Forgot my last thought, but so I've been trying to get back on the internet with podcast or whatever. That didn't happen. Couldn't get the stuff together to make it happen. So I'm trying that again, and suddenly the cord to my computer and gave out for the second time. But it's okay because I'm not gonna be mad on that because it's after two and a half years, approximately 2 years and something. So although it wasn't supposed to go out that fast, I've gotten a good 2 years off of it. Considering the fact that it was what I'm gonna have to go get again, a multi-charger. It wasn't the actual charger because I found the actual charger, but I had so many things that I had to do, and I never got around to getting the right charger. Like I never got around to trying to actually getting another computer, which I need another computer, but for some unknown reason, things always come up. They call it life. Call it life. Responsibilities override. And responsibilities and needs override, everything else. So I'm like, damn, gotta be responsible. This video is to cover this subject, this topic. If I remember, I'm going to throw the rest of the stuff in there as I can, and some of it will be a repeat because I've already said some of it on another video, which takes forever to download on YouTube, and live on Facebook won't happen because it keeps on cutting in and out, and that really distracts me as well as it irritates me. I hate to be interrupted. I forget my train of thought. Wait a minute, somebody was being sarcastic and say I forget my train of thought even when I'm not interrupted. Well, listen, you might be right. So I'm trying to do this like as respectful and delicate as I can because if you're talking to anybody, it's nothing. It's nothing for them to talk, and that's what most of people are doing. They're just talking because they don't know nothing about all of this. Now, I don't know directly about some of this, but I'm gonna say it anyway. The subject was Bill Cosby. The subject is now R. Kelly. The issue with these people are that if you say certain things, you're supporting them, and you're not supporting the black women, black community. You're not against rape. You're not against molestation. First, with Cosby, you wasn't against rape. With Kelly, R. Kelly. What's his name? Ronald Kelly? Richard Kelly? Ronald Kelly? You're not against molestation because that's basically what he did. Several other people coming out. It gives that terminology, if you're not for me, you're against me, it gives that terminology its full power. But I beg to differ. I don't understand why we can't sit there and sit in the middle and call it down the line fair and square like it should be. My location is like disclosed. It's not being told. I don't understand why we can't call this down the middle, So those who know me personally know that I myself am a victim of of abuse, physical and verbal. Um, I won't say who or whatever because that'll just damage a lot of credibility and a lot of other things. But let's just say I've been through that for a long time, been going through it. They'll deny, like always do. People who are guilty don't want to be the guilty party. That's how it goes. But yet, still, the damage is done. The damage is done, and the damage shows. I've got several videos on YouTube where I actually go into crying and stuff, and I simply start on one subject about this one person that was supposed to love me just because I am who I am to her, and I didn't ask to come. And I take that a step further, and I show you where all I wanted to do was be loved, and I told somebody else that, and I ended up, we ended up having, two other ones that came from this, two blessings that came from what I was going through, but focus is not on them, and the focus was not on the people that actually, knew about it or took me through it. Because at one person, this last person that I just mentioned, person that gave me these two little blessings, it wasn't abuse. It was just basically there was no support for me. That's what I felt. This person didn't support me in any way. That's what I felt. Didn't care to support me. She knew my story. She knew where I came from. She knew that I was verbally and physically abused. Not sexually though. But and basically it was hard for me to accept a lot of stuff. It was hard for me to feel accepted, and that's part of my struggle, trying to feel accepted. Which is why there are so many things that I fear, such as if I am talking to a woman and I ask her for sex and she says no, okay, whatever. But at the same time, I understand that that's a game that women like for a man to pursue them to a certain level, to a certain extent. It's a chase type of game to a certain extent. But not just sexual either. But I mean, basically it is what it is. So when you kill it, then that makes them wonder if you even wanted them in the first place. Or was that all to it? So that bit of information is smallly important, not really very important. I'm only simply taking you on a journey so I can let you know where I'm going. As I love to talk anyway. So basically what I just said was, although I've been through abuse and being abused or whatever, this one person could have, been a support there for me to kill, well, not actually kill because it's never going to die, to help aid the hurt and pain that I've had to endure, as well as I could have helped her heal from things that she was going through and had been through or whatever. But there was no support. Two things I just threw up: support and abuse. These are two keys to what I'm going to talk about. Remember, I said Kelly and I said Cosby. So this is also being the truth that I'm sorry. Let me go ahead and point it out myself too. Yeah. So I mean, why I said that, when I don't do all that stuff whenever women say, I might, keep on asking, but it won't be like right then, and then it's surely not gonna be like that. I'm really careful about the sexual thing. I don't want any like I'm so scared of him. He's a predator type of thing. I've already had that said a couple of times. Not maybe not in my adulthood, but my teenage years or whatever. And it was funny because we were dating, but then way some years down the line, I learned that even when you're together, if a woman says no, when you're married, even when a woman says no, that next step that you take could be counted as sexual abuse or whatever. It all boils down to the fact that the woman chooses what she does and does not want, and we have to respect that bottom line. I have to give her what she wants and don't what she don't want. That's why I don't get why come so many women start saying, like, when I tell you no, and say you're not supposed to give up. No, because at that point in time, you could just say whatever, and I don't know what direction you're gonna go with this. That's where it gets confusing. Or is it just that simple? No, it's not, because every woman is different. Even if not slightly, just slightly, it's different. So I've always taught my son, because I do have one, I've always told him, a woman says no, well, I said in general, anybody, but I had to, because I knew I was going to be without them for a long time. I already felt that, and then it happened. That's who I am too. I'm always looking ahead. So at one point in time, I think he was 9. I went ahead and I was really telling him, when somebody said stop, But then I went ahead and put in a simple lesson. I doubt that he even remembers that lesson. When a woman says stop, when a girl says stop, you have to stop right then and there. Don't do nothing else, because it can be considered anything. And then that's when I went ahead and talked to my daughter a couple of times about that same thing. They were in front of each other because I wanted to make sure they knew the same information. What did I say to her? Well, when we plan, you know what I'm saying, and you say stop, that's the end of it. You'll get to that age to where that's the end of it. And you say stop, I can't play with you no more, because you said stop. You don't want me. If I touch you, you don't want me touching you. That's the end of it. I don't know what I said to her exactly after that, but I know that that's the lesson I'm trying to get to both of them. And as I told her, some men won't stop, some boys won't stop. But that's what I was, pushing. Whatever I said, then later on, so many months, if not years down the line, I went ahead and told her, if you want me to not touch you, you have the right to tell me also. And I was speaking like that to her at a young age, because somebody was trying to bring it into existence and into everybody's ear that I was abusing them and abusing my daughter in a sexual way, which I could never do that. But listen, you know how that goes. The story goes. Everybody who say they'll never do it, the least expected, that's how the story goes. And that's why men are looked at like they're looked at so bad and so much. Whatever I do with a woman, I guarantee you she had some part of it, whether it was leading me on or whether, because you can ask anybody that's dealt with me. I'll be like, listen, I'll leave you alone if you just tell me. That's enough. You know what I'm saying? I always make sure I say that. Constantly, continuously, whatever, both are the same. Yep. So, therefore, because I don't ever want to do anything to hurt, first of all, a woman, but I'm more catered to our black women. I'm more, with that. So, It goes further than that because they see us out on the street and they don't want to say nothing to us because they're afraid that we're trying to advance upon them or something, especially in a sexual manner. And there are men doing that. And then because we don't speak up against that, then we're the bad guys too. But if a woman is in danger or whatever, and I don't stop whatever's going on, then I'm part of the problem. Now, I've said all that against the male, and I'm going to talk more. But then we got the other side of that, flip it around. We got the other side of that where the woman feels like if I pull a chair out for her, she don't have to say thank you. For woman, if I open the door, she don't have to say thank you. She don't have to acknowledge nothing I'm doing for her because that's her choice. That could be counted as disrespect or a sense of arrogance or a sense of you full of yourself, you know. And in that case, there's a lot of men not doing too much for women because of that. And then they say that chivalry is dead, and then there's questions about that. Well, you're teaching us to leave that shit, in the graveyard, bury it, because you're not obligated to say anything to us. And by right, we have to take it. That's not exactly correct. I'm going to get back to these two in just a minute, but my long story is covering a lot, and they're all like intertwined. They're all like together. So then we got to the point where everybody was talking about you can't raise a man, and then that's a double side because then they turn around and ask you as a woman, can you really raise a boy to be a man? You're saying you cannot raise a man, but can you raise that boy to be a man if you don't know? You know what I'm saying? But then that's just obvious. You're talking about a grown man, but still. So let's look at that. This was when Tiny and T.I. was going through their little thing, and basically Tiny made T.I. Picked him up off the street or wherever he was. Wasn't making too much of shit. He wasn't too much of nobody. The grand hustle hadn't taken effect yet. So he was just out there, She picked him up, molded him, washed this little head off. We're talking clean now. Wash his hair, wash his head, whatever. So helped him to look inside himself and become that person that he could be. Well, in return, he cheated on her and did a lot of other stuff and threw it in her face and whatever. Hey, I'm who I am. You need me. I don't need you. I'm who I am. I made me arrogant and among a whole lot of other things. But there are some women, believe it or not, I know too, at my job, who loves that about him. So you're teaching these things to men just like we're teaching stuff to women. You're teaching men to be these things because this is what you accept. I told my daughter. I said it before I told my daughter, but it just goes to say that whenever I say stuff on internet, as far as either YouTube or black empowerment groups, I actually mean what I say. I'm not just talking. So anyway, I said it a few other places. Then I told my daughter, you're only gonna get what you accept. A man calls you bitch, and you answer to that, and that's how they say you don't. It's not what they call you; it's what you answer to. Well, in another same thing, but in another instance, it's not just them calling you names. It's not just what you're answering to. It's what you let them do. You let them use you, they're gonna do that. If you let them cheat on you and keep running back, they're gonna do that. I was told and shown where I was letting people come back to me too, and that same person who told me that, I cut her ass off too, because she was one of the people that always comes to me for attention when she's breaking up with a boyfriend, when she's in between boyfriends. I got so many people that just run to me because I give that attention. That's what I've taught. That's what I've taught them. It's okay. Because I'm gonna always want you, and I'm gonna always accept you That's, and I'm too nice. I've had numerous people say that. People break up with me. Women break up with me and tell me I'm just too damn nice. Like, is that a sin? That's not what you want? In my 20s, in my 30s, almost 40 now, 39. I still got women saying that. Like, when are we going to, and they're 30, then I don't talk to too many 40, but I mean, basically they are 30s. Fewer, the late 20s, like 26, 27, 25. Uh-oh, sounds like a rape case. Pedophile. We're going to get back to that. Which is why I basically always tell a woman, what you allow is what you accept, and what you allow is what you'll get. And be verbal. Tell me what you do and do not want. Or if you want me to leave you alone, stop, and I will. Simply because, number one, we're two adults. Number two, let's be real. Sometimes you can send out the wrong message. Sometimes a man can read the wrong message depending on what his mind state is or is not. How mature he is in his thoughts or whatever. So, likewise, it goes without saying that you gotta be careful of what you do and say. But then you're not always responsible for every man's perception of you, because perception is something that nobody can control. You can never be too careful, but I mean, who's to say that you shouldn't go out in the clothes that you like to go out in, or don't go out in the clothes that you don't like to go out in, if any at all? Who's to say? But you need to be ready to accept whatever comes along with that image. No different than if I walked out here looking like a straight gang member or whatever. I need to be able to accept whatever comes along with that. Depending on which one I do, it'll be more, but the police gonna look at you a certain way, no matter which group, set, whatever you want to call it, family. I'm trying to make sure I get that. No matter which one you choose, whether it be the Crips or Bloods, you're gonna be looked at a certain way. And then you got, depending on which side, you got a whole set of interactions, troubles, whatever. Image you put out there, had to tell my son this too. Now he's posting on Facebook, Instagram with toy guns and cash in his hand. The image you put out there, you have to live up to that image. The image you put out there, somebody's going to expect you to live up to it, and they're going to question you or test you. The image you put out there is what people see and expect. You can be fully clothed and a man still going to think sexual of you if that's what he wants. You can be half naked in a man if he doesn't want just that. He's not actually gonna look over that, but it's more like he's more mentally into you. It's not gonna tell you too much about what you do or don't have on. Most of them will say, hey, put something on, but certain ones want you to feel comfortable how you are and still let you know that they're still not looking at you just like you're nothing, They're thinking of you like that. So, I think I came across both sides there, the male and the female, woman, man, because I was under some, just like this is going to cause a lot of stuff whenever it's seen. I was under a lot of issues when I said female and man, which if you go by the book, the Bible, it says, then he made male and female. But why come the man can't be called male instead of man? And why is the woman only a woman and a lady? Why is the man considered to be a man, boy, a man and a man? Oh, I forgot the silly argument. It's just silly, petty. Choose anything to argue about, including why some of the men are saying, okay, now that they didn't call Bill Cosby, won't they go get these white men? Including people talking, some women being upset because some of the men are saying, okay, now that they got that pedophile, R. Kelly, Robert, why don't they go against the white men too? We're so divided. We'll never be together because we're so divided. For somebody like me who really believes in and really rooted in, and I'll tell you now, the Tina Turner story, before it was actually a movie, I was hearing about it, and then, it turned into the whole movie. My mom, biological, she really threw that Tina Turner in there. She loved Tina Turner. That's how I got introduced to her. I didn't know why, but we were going through some stuff. I'm not gonna expose everything. Don't worry about that. To my sisters who's watching, or might see this video, I'm not gonna expose anything. Don't worry. There's nothing to expose, but whatever it was exposes in my journals, which my journals are, needless to say, I don't know. And that covers like 3 families, because that's what I have, 3 families. But nevertheless, my mom went through some type of Tina Turner syndrome. So she idolized her for her strength, her endurance. So, moving on. This is crazy. So, you have every black man is just supposed to, every time a black man is caught for doing something he had no business doing because it's damaging the black community, we're all supposed to get on the same bandwagon and say, do away with him, get rid of him. We're all supposed to throw parties. Meanwhile, everybody else is going free. And if we talk against that like we're supposed to, then we are considered a part of the problem. And then we have black men even coming and saying that is a part of the problem. We're not speaking against those people, but where are you at? Where are you at in your thoughts with that? And there's some of the people I admire too. I admire their talks and their speeches and stuff. Where are you at with your thoughts? I know you're gonna ask me the same thing, but let me show you. If Billy slapped me in the face and Tommy comes slap me in the face, both of them are wrong. That's 2 wrongs. But you mean to tell me the white one or any other color one gets off and we can catch the black one, and I'm supposed to celebrate because this is who we caught. We caught this one from being stupid and going out there and doing it to everybody else. We caught one from doing that in the black community. Is this all that we're supposed to focus on? Because there's a whole lot of other stuff going on. And if that's all we're going to focus on, then we'll never stop anything, because we can't even get together to stop the simple issues that we're having among each other, like disagreeing whether I want to be called a female or a woman. We can't even agree or disagree on stuff like whether we're going to accept the oh my God, what do they call now? I forgot. They revised it. The lesbian, transgendered, oh my God, the community. I forgot. No disrespect to the community. I just forgot. I know they changed it up here lately. Lesbian, gay, transgendered, and something else. Some women are for, some women are against. And then if you're a man and you're for supporting them, then you're against everything that black black empowerment or whatever it stands for. But then again, if you're against that, then in the black community, some of the women, like, why? It's no different than, I was talking to an older guy, elder, one of my elders, the other day, and he said something that I thought was kind of funny. But nevertheless, it's no different than the biracial are stagnant in the middle when it comes to certain issues, because you are counted against and you're actually, I mean, it's hard, you know. You straddle that fence, so therefore you caught on both lines, both lanes. Same thing as black men who date, which this is a big one. Like I said, I got people I admire. I admire their speeches or whatever, and I look at some of these women on YouTube talking. Some of the men I got only from the black empowerment groups, but there's actually women on YouTube that's talking real tough, and I admire that. But let me go ahead and finish the statement. It's no different than the black man dating the white woman and down talking the black woman because of the choice that he made and the fact that he chooses to satisfy his oh my God, what is it called? It's silly me. He chooses to make it okay, his choice okay, by down talking, black women, when every race you have those that are bad. You have those that are not so well in every race. But then I say that, and then I turn it again, because I'm a down the line type of guy. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong, I might not want to admit it, but I gotta say it, But don't be wrong with me, because I'm gonna call you out too. I'm gonna call you to the table. We both wrong. We both need to change. That's how I've always been. That's how I'm gonna be. Maybe you don't want to deal with me. I couldn't be a judge. He owes me $7,000 in car damage because he damaged my car. What did you do? Well, I bought the car from him, and I did this and that. Okay, so this is where you were wrong, and he's wrong too. I'm gonna make him pay, but yet and still you need to get him this and that too. Dismissed. Fuck out of my court. That's what I call fair judgment. The rest of the crap ain't fair judgment. It's crazy. I'm fiddling around. I'm trying to look for something to do too. No. So anyway, straight down the line, going back to the subject, straight down the line, we have the women who date black men also, but because it's more black men dating the white women and down talking the black women, and then we only want to focus on that instead of focusing on both cases where the black woman talks down on black men too. See, I'm not for that. See, straight down the line, an apple is an apple, a lemon is a lemon, a pear is a pear, and if it's freaking an apple on one side and a pear on the other, call it like it is. It's an apple pear, a pear apple. That's all it is to it. Like this ant on my stove got to die. Shouldn't be on my stove. It's not yours, it's mine. See, I'm calling it down the middle. That's even. He gotta die. Or she, I don't know what it is. It's gotta die. Call it down the middle. It's invading my territory. So gotta go. Can't allow that. So I can't allow my brothers and sisters to down talk each other and not be straight down the middle. I cannot allow you to sit there and talk about R. Kelly being a rapist and everybody should be against him when we got all these other rapists out here that's not being talked to, gotten, or whatever. Okay, so we got the ones in our community. Now that we celebrate now that we happy about that, what about all these people who's dying unneededly, uncontrollably, no justice? Where's that at? Now that we got these two, what are we gonna do as a black community? Are we gonna get together and go after these big dogs, these other guys, these other people? Are we gonna do that? Because if we're not, we're doing nothing but doing what they want us to do. We're focusing on us and us only, leaving them alone. They can do whatever they want to up under the table. That's how it's always been. And we're following that trend happily while shaming each other, throwing blame on each other. I'm not really hungry. I just don't have nothing to do, so I'm gonna fix me a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. It's a shame, but that's what I do. So, shame on me. I didn't even wash my damn hands. Or should I just eat the ham? I should eat the ham and turkey. Ham. So anyway, just like when our black women get killed, we want to go after. We want to say the black man is not doing enough to protect. But then there's no stories or no comments made about the. There's no stories or comments made about, the rest of the black women. I don't know, man. And then it goes back to show you that, until it hits home, until it gets personal, then everybody's like, whatever, Back to what I was saying 30 minutes ago when I was talking about how you're not the black woman. I'm just saying women in general, but I deal with my population, so don't take no offense to me saying that. Women can be out on the street and we can change the tire for them. They don't have to say thank you or show no form of gratitude or respect or whatever. We gotta take it. We supposed to take it because that's how it's supposed to be. That's what I'm learning. But and still, because you don't have to say nothing to us, we're still supposed to feel obligated to help you no matter what. And then here's another thing that's coming around that I'm not understanding fully, and it's my group, my age group. I'm clearly almost 40. It's my age group. We don't want to. I was teasing around with somebody the other. No, I'm lying to you. Teasing around with somebody several months back. Let's say it right. And I asked her. I said she was going out the door. I was being a door host, greeter, whatever, catching receipts. I say, you can. I won't check your receipt if you give me some of that ice cream or whatever. I don't buy nothing from men, and that's the mentality that we carry. I don't buy nothing from men. I don't buy nothing. What you mean you don't buy nothing from men? I just buy me a honey bun. That's it. You don't buy nothing for men, but you women feel free to ask a man to buy you anything and everything and give you money or whatever, even while you got boyfriends and stuff. Where did that come in at? So you mean to tell me every man that you see or meet or whatever, you can ask them and they're supposed to give you money? And you don't even have to give them the time of the day? No conversation, no nothing? Man, we're kind of warped. That's not straight down the middle. That's not straight down the middle. That's not fair. But you're wrong as a man. You're wrong if you expect something. You're wrong if you ask for something. If you're wrong if you think that she's obligated to do anything. So how are we going to come together as a black community if we can't even get simple stuff like this? I don't want to say fixed, but that's where it needs to go. But first, we need to be able to acknowledge it. We need to be able to see it first. If we can't even see these issues, these problems, we can't see this stuff as an issue, as a problem, then how are we going to fix our black community, since that's what we choose to discuss and focus on? Obviously, we don't care what they do. But every time they kill one of us, we want to go after them. We want the black man to go, well, I mean, you didn't care when they were putting black men in jail innocently. Well, these guys are not innocent, okay? Who am I to say whether they are or are not? But let's just go with the fact that they're not innocent, okay? All right, so be it. But there's a lot of other ones that's out there. There's a lot of other men out there not innocent either. Damn, I really got to get some stuff going here, some for real stuff. Ants all in the kitchen. Yeah. So my message is simply this. Now that we done got those, we're going to celebrate, but what about the rest of these people that's out there? Are we not to say anything about them? Okay, I'm not justifying anything. I just called it down the middle. Okay, he's wrong, he's wrong. Let's go after them too. Basically, it's my whole point. Somebody got mad because I said that. A lot of people are going to get mad because I said that. Now, on the other side of that, let's roll this whole thing over, since we're talking about a rapist and, well, shit, they both rapists, but one just, go after the kids. But let's roll this in a different direction. So I heard something on Facebook that suggested that Mr. Ronald Kelly suffers from an issue. He was raped. So that's an issue within our black community. It's no different than when I put myself on Facebook several different times and was not responded to when I said that I was really depressed and, I needed somebody to talk to, whatever. Well, nobody pays attention until something goes wrong seriously, and then everybody want to talk about it and whatever. It's too late to talk when I'm ready to show action. Now I got my damn knife at my throat, or then I got the letter written of why I'm taking myself out. Ain't no need of talking. It's too late then. We never seen this coming. We didn't know you didn't know because you didn't pay attention. The signs were there. Just like they're saying about Kelly, the signs were there. The signs were there. I told my daughter, if I ever touch you and you don't want me touching you any type of way, whether it's or whether it's actual touching, anyway I touch you, you don't like it, you let me know. You know what I'm saying? And then it's just like a man hitting on you. If you tell them stop and they apologize or whatever, you still gotta be careful. You know what I'm saying? Still gotta be careful. Who's to say they're not gonna do it again? I was supposed to take this out way earlier today. It ain't nothing, but I was gonna make some spaghetti for tomorrow. I don't know. I'm gonna do that. So yeah, you gotta be careful and just be watchful and mindful. So, because it might happen again. So I was told that through the way of Facebook that this man has an issue to where he has been raped as a child by his sister or whatever. Well, there goes that mental part. I think I just dropped a damn ant on my foot. I better turn the real light on, shouldn't I? Well, if that be the case, then it just goes to show you that we have a sickness within our community that has not been dealt with yet, and it needs to be dealt with. When are we going to deal with that? Now we done changed